YouTube humans, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and first of all I'd like to apologise for the traffic noise you can probably hear at the moment, but it is far too hot for me to not have that window open right now. So if you hear any of the 45 million cars going past, I do apologise. For those of you that don't know, my name's Amy and I make all sorts of weird and wonderful videos, normally focusing around beauty, lifestyle, things like that. So if you like what I do, feel free to hit the subscribe link down below, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to not miss any of my future uploads. Today I am going to be talking about my hair journey and the hair care routine that I currently have. It's quite a long, arduous story, so you might want to, you know, grab a snack, a cup of tea, well, maybe not in this weather, and sit down and I'll take you through my hair journey. So when I was younger, I'll insert pictures somewhere on the screen so you guys can see. When I was younger, I had relatively thin hair. I've always had relatively thin hair my entire life. I have quite a greasy scalp, and hair was always one of my self-esteem issues, my weaknesses growing up. It was never something that I was particularly proud of, and it was the only thing that I remember people used to kind of comment on and say that it wasn't brilliant. In my younger days, in my school days, I naturally have relative, this is pretty much my hair in its natural state right now. However, this is like the remnants of some blonde that I had in it. I'll talk about that later. My hair's naturally quite a mousy brown, and the first time I had it dyed was my 13th birthday. My mum paid for me to have blonde highlights put through my 13th birthday. I loved it. And then the winter of that year, we dyed it chocolate brown, and I continued to dye it chocolate brown for the next few years. Now I want to say I was maybe 15, 16, and my first major hair cock up, I attempted to dye my hair from chocolate brown to blonde with one box dye, and as you can see from the picture, it went ginger. And it was around the time that I had discovered Paramore and thought that Hayley Williams in the Ignorance video was the best thing that I'd ever seen in my entire life. So I decided I quite loved my orange hair, and as a result developed quite an obsession with orange hair over the next few years. Fast forward to 18, going to university, and I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but I was that obsessed with having orange hair. I do mean not like ginger, not like strawberry blonde, not like highlighter glow in the dark orange. It was so ridiculously offensive. I don't even know how I got away with it. But I was dyeing my hair probably like once every 10 days, I'd say, and as you can see from the pictures, it's fried. That's probably why I was never able to grow my hair past about my chin. It was absolutely fried. It was ridiculous. And at that point, I realised that maybe I need to stop this. So I dyed my hair back brown. And I basically... No, I didn't. That's a lie. I decided that orange was maybe not the best thing to do, so I was going on holiday with my parents and decided that I couldn't go on holiday with orange hair, so I dyed it blonde. After dyeing it every 10 days orange, I would then decide I wanted to go blonde, and my hair would stretch. It was that fucked. It would stretch when I brushed it, and I thought, that's not the best way to go. So I then went back to brown, stayed brown for a while. I dabbled in hair extensions. As you can see, I had I think they call it microweave, where they plait your hair with basically what is string, for lack of a better phrase, to create a chunky plait. Then they sew the wefts of hair onto it, and I dabbled with that for about a year. I had a caramel colour. I then dyed it orange from the caramel colour and had orange hair extensions. I had two-tone hair at one point. That was a very low point for me. Dabbled with clip-ins when my hair was darker, and then I kind of just left my hair alone for a bit. Went back to orange again when I started college, which was in 27, no. Went back to orange when I met Rachel, one of my friends who I'm sadly no longer in contact with, which would have been around about end of 2016, so you're talking 4 years ago, so I'd have been what, 2021? Around about when I met my current partner, Daniel, I went back to brown hair at, I can't remember the exact date, but again, I'll put pictures on screen. And I think in those pictures, my hair looks pretty good. For somebody who could never grow her hair and never had the biggest hair in the world, I think I did quite well. And I continued to leave it alone and not do anything with it until the October of 2018, when one of my friends at work decided it would be a good idea to tell me to dye my hair blonde. So I did. Why did I do it? Don't get me wrong, I love myself blonde, but in the space of probably a year, I went from yellow blonde to bleach blonde to grey to silver, pink, purple and purple tie, all of the colours. It was ridiculous. And one day kids, I went too far. And when I was bleaching my hair, I was using actual bleach. It wasn't expensive stuff by any means. It was whatever the brand, I can't remember the brand. I'll put a picture, I'll put the thing on the screen and I'll link it down below. It was great, it worked, don't get me wrong, it works like nobody's business. But it wasn't expensive, but it didn't ruin my hair. Not completely, well, bleaching ruins your hair anyway, but this didn't ruin my hair more than bleaching, normal bleaching would have. And one day, when I was bleaching my hair, I was trying to do my roots. For whatever reason, I don't know why this thought went through my head, I used a lightning box dye. I won't say from which brand because I don't want to get sued. But basically all my hair snapped. As you can see at the front, this is kind of like the regrowth area. Obviously that comes down to like my eye, which is why I've got this weird shelving unit in my hair around my eye, for those that have probably picked up on that by now and are furiously typing in the comments telling me that my hair looks terrible. Thank you, I know. It snapped all along the front of my hair, round the back, and then I had a centre part at the time, and it snapped all the way down my centre part. I was distraught. I don't think Daniel's ever seen me cry like that. He just came and saw me on the stairs crying with like handfuls of hair that had snapped off completely. But it was still manageable. I will insert further pictures. It was just round the front that looked a bit weird, but everywhere else it was fine. My hair was still long, I still had quite a lot of it relatively. It was fine. And I realised that maybe blonde was maybe not my colour. Went back to brown again. Moral of the story, kids, don't dye your hair. Don't dye your hair as much as I did, at least. I went back to brown and everything was hunky-dory, absolutely fine, until October of last year. And now those of you that have been in my life for the past nearly year will know what a shitstorm, frankly, it has been for the past nearly year of my life. My hair started like coming out a lot when I was brushing it, when I was touching it, everything. Having to clean the plug hole every day. If I've still got the videos, if I can find them, there's like balls of hair that would come out after I brushed it and did anything to it. My doctor reckons that I lost about 80% of my hair between October of last year and probably around about mid-February of this year. We still haven't got to the bottom of it. We still haven't got realised what happened. I didn't seek any medical help because I'm an idiot and I thought it would stop and go away naturally. Obviously it didn't. I never sought any medical help until probably around about January of this year, by which point I'd already lost probably 40 to 50% of my hair. I don't really have much more hair left to lose at this point. They signed me off work for stress for 7 weeks, which helped, but it's still, my hair is still falling out more than it did before October of last year, and it started to fall out more than how it has been the past few weeks. So I signed off for 7 weeks, which helped, and round about January time I cut my hair. It was probably down to about here, and I chopped it off to about there with a pair of kitchen scissors at my aunt's house because I was just that sad and disappointed like with what happened. So that was January. I came back to work in March, and this is my hair. So for those of you that are interested, these short bits here are around my hairline and are down the centre part. That's where it broke off when I bleached it. I can't remember the exact dates, but I want to say, I mean, it was before, because I was brown haired last time I went to London. I want to say January of last year was roughly when I did it, but again, I will look at exact dates. But basically these are the shorter bits of where it's snapped off, and you can see if I pull my hair out here, like I've got a lot of hair to about there, and then basically like these are all bits that again have that have snapped off. And then I lost 80% of my hair from stress and other unknown medical conditions, so we're doing really well right now. So I've taken the time over the past few weeks and months to come up with a decent hair care routine that actually works for my hair. There are many things that can cause hair loss, but please seek help from your doctor, pharmacist, dermatologist, trichologist, anybody that, hairdresser even at this point, anybody that can help. Hair loss can be caused by so many different things. It may need medication, topical treatments, things like that. So full disclaimer, I'm not a trichologist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not any sort of medical professional. I do work in a pharmacy. I do have some degree of medical and pharmaceutical knowledge, but by no means is it gospel. By no means do I have, other than the training that I've had to do for my job, I by no means have any sort of degree in biology or hair health or anything like that. This is just what's worked for me. So my plan of attack comes in 3 parts: diet and the food I eat, supplements and medication, and then hair care. So I'll start with my diet. I eat a diet that's very rich in omega-3s. I tend to eat a lot of fish, a lot of oily fish, which I think has helped. I've noticed a difference in my hair growth since I've started taking that. Since I've started eating that. I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't tend to eat a lot of fruit because I'm very wary of sugar intake, but I do tend to eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of pulses, a lot of grains, things like that. My diet is quite varied, don't get me wrong. I will snack on chocolate and biscuits and cake and crisps for Scotland. It's not an issue. Like that, I can demolish an entire pack of hobnobs in one sitting and it will be quite impressive. But aside from that, that is an issue of mine, yes, I know. Aside from that, my diet is relatively varied and quite rich in nutrients and nutrient dense, which is something I implemented. I really took a look at my diet probably in about January of this year when I sought medical help. I also make sure to absolutely 100% make sure I get at least 2.5 litres of water a day. Everybody's been banging on about that since the dawn of time. Like, that's nothing new. The only thing I've noticed that does make it makes me more inclined to drink water is putting lemons and limes in it. It's also good for digestion in terms of that. Adding the lemon and lime can stimulate your digestive system, help with bloating, wind, any of those issues which I have suffered from in the past. Not so much anymore. And I try to limit my caffeine and my sugar intake. This is just general health advice now at this point. Like, this is nothing new. This is not rocket science or anything groundbreaking here. But I try, although I am drinking iced coffee right now. However, I try to limit my caffeine intake to before 12 AM. I used to, without even thinking about it, have like, I don't even know how many, like 8 cups of coffee a day. Before the job that I had right now, I worked in a fast food restaurant doing overnights and 12-hour shifts, like 6 days a week. It was not fun. Yes, I know, not legal, but hey, I did it of my own back. I wasn't asked to do it. I wasn't contractually obliged to do it. But I mean, it just makes your hair really shit. It makes your hair, your skin, your energy really shit. And getting a new job, working in a job that actually kind of respects the fact that humans need some sort of outside life was fantastic for helping me with my hair and my skin and everything. There's a whole nother video in and of itself, my skin journey. But yeah, that's basically how I treat it with my diet. I try to eat as varied a diet as I can, focusing a lot on vitamins and minerals and omega-3s, fish oils, 6 and 9 as well. Second of all is medical approaches, or supplements at least. I don't take any actual medication for hair regrowth. I am very skeptical of, unless it is medically proven by science, or something like minoxidil, finasteride, things like that. However, some of them are not suitable for women. You've got Regain or Rogaine, depending on the country that you're in. There are a lot of things that can stimulate new growth, but they don't necessarily help with hair loss. Hair loss is a different condition altogether. Minoxidil is the most popular one, which is found in Regain or Rogaine. It stimulates the hair follicles to grow, but it doesn't necessarily stop them falling out, and you will only see results as you continue the treatment. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. If once you're on it for life, unless you want all your hair to fall out again. So I've tried to stay away from actual medical treatments. I do take supplements. So these are the probiotics that I take every day, which are, I don't have the actual box to show you, but I will put a picture on the screen and I'll link them all down below. It is the Boots live friendly bacteria with hair and skin support. So it has zinc, it has biotin, it has vitamin E, vitamin A. It's got all sorts of good things in it which help your skin from the inside out, as well as your hair. You have to take them continuously for about 3 months though before you notice any sort of difference, and I've only really been taking them since March, so we shall see how that continues. If I end up taking any sort of supplements, I will update you guys and let you guys know in the description box down below. But at the moment, I don't feel, I mean, I'm not happy with how my hair is, but I mean, because you've got, it's not bad. I've seen people have a lot worse. It's more the fact that it's so uneven with the length that I have. If all my hair was the same length, I would have no issues. But because I've got really short bits and they're literally right the way down my parting and all around my hairline, I can't do any hairstyles. I can't do much with it until it's all the same length. But hey ho, we'll deal with it while we can. Lastly is my hair care, which is probably why most of you are here. I realise probably why most of you are here. I've tried this whole not shampooing your hair for 4 days, using shampoo, not using shampoo. I've done everything. It doesn't work for my hair. My scalp produces far too much oil and it's just not happy unless it's getting washed every second day. Every day is a bit much for it because then my ends start to get quite dry, because of the amount of dye that I've put on them and bleach that I've put on them. So I tend to wash my hair every second day. So the first thing that I will do is I will use a micellar shampoo. This is the one I'm using at the moment. It is by Hair Method. It is a massive F-off salon size that I got from TK Maxx. I think every single product, bar my hairdryer, which was bought for me by my brother, I think every single product in here bar one, I think, is, no, 2 of them are under £10. I will link this down below. So this is one of my favourite shampoos that I've ever used. I'm a fan of micellar shampoos in general. Obviously micellar, we're used to micellar water, the Garnier one, Simple one, Bioderm I think was the pilot of them. They basically use tiny little micelles, or micelles, however you want to pronounce that, to encapsulate makeup and dirt and remove it from your face. Micellar shampoo works along the same lines, except it does it for your hair. This one I love. It's a 1 litre massive F-off giant size. I have had this since my hair snapped off, which was probably over a year ago, and I'm only halfway through it. It's got no parabens, no silicones, nothing in it. I'll probably, if I can find it, continue to use this brand specifically because my hair reacts really well to it. And I use that as like my first cleanse to remove excess oil, dirt, build-up of products that I may have accumulated since the last time I washed my hair. I then go in with a second shampoo because that is what my hair likes, that is what my hair responds well to. So, generally twice a week, or like every second time I wash my hair, I will use good old Head and Shoulders. This is the one I happen to have at the moment. It is the itchy scalp one, because in summer my head gets damn itchy. And why I don't want to scratch my hair, because that's just not do anything. I love Head and Shoulders, man, and you can always get it on like 3 for $10 in Boots, which is really good. Full disclosure, I do work for Boots. Full disclosure. So generally I will get discounts off all these products from working in Boots. Not all of them, because not all of them have been purchased from Boots. However, full disclosure. This one again, free of parabens, free of phosphates, free of any general nasties for your hair. I think this one does have silicons in it, and it does have SLS if you are looking to not have SLS in your products. However, I like a foamy shampoo, and I think once I've finished my inordinate stash of things, I will eventually look at getting some more natural, less silicone hair care products. But this is the one I use on a every second time I wash my hair basis. I find that it does keep my hair relatively flake free. It does help to combat dandruff, but if I use it all the time, it can be quite stripping on my hair, and that's not something I am a fan of, or that I necessarily. Head and Shoulders are definitely my preferred anti-dandruff brand. For a little bit more of a bougie option, and what I use on my hair the times that I don't use, God's sake, ow. The Head and Shoulders is the ever so famous Function of Beauty. I hate to say it, because it is expensive and it does cost a lot of money, but it does work. Hang on. There we go. It does work. I'm annoyed with myself. I also have the matching conditioner, both in the super size. These are brand new bottles that arrived at my house yesterday. I'm annoyed at myself for trying it. There are 45 million affiliate codes if you want to use them. I am obviously not one, because I have precisely 3 subscribers, if that, at this point. But, you know, it really does work. I get this delivered every 6 months, and I still haven't finished the ones that are in there from 6 months ago. So it really does last a long time. The conditioner I go through like nobody's business, admittedly, but the shampoo is fantastic and they smell delightful. I get the peach scent, as you can tell by the orange. Orange is also my favourite colour, if you didn't know. There's a little cappy thing. God, I wish I had like smell-o-vision to show you that. I have changed it for my next order, which I'm going to be getting in 6 months, yay, for the eucalyptus scent, because I found that I like minty stuff in my hair, as you will see with my other things that I'm about to bring out. Really expensive, however they really work. You can personalise them obviously to your hair concerns, things like that. So I've gone through about 3 different iterations of this, because of my hair concerns have changed over the years, over the months actually, in terms of either trying to control greasiness and dandruff, to regrowth, to stopping hair loss, to volumizing, to all sorts. I really would recommend it. It is expensive, but it's one of the things that I would definitely spend money on versus other products in my hair care routine that I think, you know what, there's no point in spending like 40 quid on this. Alternative conditioner, one that I found recently that I really love, is by Bumble and Bumble, and it is the BB Hairdressers Invisible Oil Conditioner. Full disclosure, this I did buy on clearance, so I paid a lot less money than you probably would do. However, I would pay full price for this. When I am washing my hair, I tend to shampoo only my scalp and I don't wash the ends. I just let the suds rinse through the ends, and when I condition, I tend to only condition the ends. Because my hair is, like my skin, quite oily, ridiculously greasy, I don't need conditioning at the top, or if I do, I use like the tiniest pea-size amount of this, or the Function of Beauty one, I don't know why I'm saying hairology, just to give a bit of moisture where I may need it, if I'm having an eczema flare-up or something like that. I tend to find that my ends get dry if I shampoo them, so I don't shampoo the ends. I literally just do like the scalp bit of my hair and then put this on where I haven't shampooed. I leave it to sit for basically the duration of my shower. So the first thing I'll do when I get in the shower is shampoo my hair twice, and then I will put the conditioner on, and then I will do everything else that I do in the shower. I have been known recently to clean my teeth in the shower to give my hair more time with the conditioner. I wouldn't recommend that because, well, I don't know whether it's medically advisable, but hey ho, my teeth haven't fallen out yet and they look alright. So that is a favourite conditioner of mine. It smells delightful, as all these products do. It has 6 different oils in it, which, why is the back all in, I want to say German, but I don't know. Where are we? Grapeseed oil, sweet almond oil, coconut oil, sunflower oil, I think that is, and a few other bits and bobs besides. It makes my, like, don't get me wrong, my hair's not looking fantastic because obviously of the condition it's in, but this straightness is me just having blow dried it. As you'll see from the footage, I don't even use a brush. I brush it before I do the thing, and then I go through it with my fingers. All thanks to this. All the Function of Beauty one. Honestly, they're great. I will link everything, obviously, that I have mentioned down in the description box. On to blow drying. Dyson Airwrap. They are, yes, expensive. Very expensive. However, brilliant. I have the volume Dyson Airwrap, I want to say. The one that comes with the volume brush rather than the 2 straightening brushes. I got this in November of last year and haven't really been able to use it because of what's been going on with my hair. However, I've used the hairdryer recently in the past few months, and holy Jesus, my hair is dry in 4 minutes. Now I appreciate I don't have a lot of it, and I appreciate that a lot of it has fallen out, but my hair went from sopping wet to dry today. I'm going to stop waving this around and just put it down. From sopping wet to dry in 4 minutes. Which is just ridiculous. It's crazy. I've managed to get so many of my friends on it, and a little tip if you want to get it a little bit cheaper is, I say cheaper, quite a lot of the time, repping Boots, as always. Boots will do a £10 worth of points for £50 every £50 that you spend sale. So that's around, retails for about 350, so you can get £70 worth of Boots points for buying that in Boots, which essentially I think gives you a 5th off. I appreciate you've got to then spend the points in Boots, but you know, who of us doesn't shop in Boots these days? Even if it is just for tissues or bloody hay fever medication, God knows. I love it. It's one of the best things I've ever used. Daniel uses it. I've managed to get a couple of my friends onto it, and they're getting their friends on it. Because it uses air to do most of the styling for you, you use less heat on your hair. And one thing I've been really conscious of in the past year is not using too much heat on my hair. I very rarely straighten my hair, very rarely curl my hair. Frankly, if I'm not going anywhere or not filming, I won't even dry my hair. I will leave it to dry naturally. I won't put any heat on it unless I have to, because I just find that it ruins my hair. If I do have to use heat, I will use a heat protector. This is the one I am using at the moment. It is the Tresemme Heat Defense Spray. As good as any heat defense spray that I have used. They are all the same as far as I'm concerned. They all do the same job. There are some that will go up to 250 degrees. Woohoo! It's like 24-hour foundations. Who's going to wear the foundation for 24 hours? 230 degree heat. I don't think I've ever used 230 degrees on my hair. I think I barely go over 170. Yeah, just a perfectly nice heat defense spray. As well as topical treatments I'll put on my hair before I dry my hair. I've done this in a very weird order. There's another bit of goodie. It's Alpecin. Now, I was confused as well because it's a little nozzle rather than a little squishy thing. But it strengthens hair roots, reduces hair loss. Basically how it does, I'm going to read from the back because I clearly haven't done any research before I've sat down to filming. Alpecin's caffeine based formula helps maintain hair production and prolongs the growth phases of hair. Basically it's full of caffeine, so it stimulates your hair roots, basically is the gist of it. I have noticed a difference. I have noticed using this consistently every time that I wash my hair every single time I wash my hair, I will put this on before I blow dry it, if I blow dry it, or just after I get out of the shower if I'm not blow drying it. And I have noticed less hair falling out. I stopped using it because I ran out for about 2 weeks, and I did notice more hair falling out in those 2 weeks. Maybe it's just psychological, I don't know. But what I do love about this is it has menthol in it, which sounds that it would be disgusting. However, for those of you that have 6 AM starts to get to work, for those of you that have to wash your hair ridiculous time in the morning, this is your best friend, because you put it on your hair and you let it, it's like really, like, as you can see, it's like quite a thin liquid there, and it's like water. So basically you dribble it. I'll insert footage where you basically dribble it through your hair roots. I would recommend tilting your hair backward, get it all over your face. Give it 30 seconds and oh my god, the feeling it gives you, it will wake you up like nobody's business. It is like somebody has dunked your head in a vat of mint iced tea, and I am not against it. I'm quite a fan. It's brilliant for making you feel energized and motivated to start the day, and I think it does actually work. There apparently is some quite decent science behind this, so good find, good find. For an oil treatment that I put in my ends, which again I do this every time I wash my hair, one I'm using at the moment is the L'Oreal Elvive coconut oil. They do one that has a heat protectant in it as well, which I have not bought yet, but I have used L'Oreal oils for yonks. This is just the one that I'm using at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, they're all the bloody same. An oil's an oil. And I put 3 pumps of that in my hands, and I put it through, again, just my ends. It makes my hair a lot sleeker, a lot smoother. Really helps with split ends, dry ends if you have those. Makes your hair easier to style. All that lovely good stuff. Would never put it anywhere near my roots because that would then just be a disgusting oil slick mess. Yeah, great, love it. If I'm looking for something more creamy and more moisturising than the oil, which is more protecting and sweetening, I will go for the L'Oreal Hair Food Hair Mask. Very much specifically in this scent, or the banana one, which I think is fantastic, but this, oh, I just want to eat it, honestly. Love it, love it. This is also my hair mask of choice if I'm using a hair mask, which frankly I'm lucky if I do that once a week, mostly because I just can't be bothered and I'm lazy. But if I am masking, I'm doing the full shebang, and I haven't got one at the moment because I've just finished it, but I'll put a picture on screen of it is it a Garnier one? It's Garnier L'Oreal, I can't remember which one, but it's a green one, and it's a clay mask, which I can only seem to get in Tesco's, and everyone else seems to have stopped doing, but it was a whole clay range that they came out with, and I put that through my roots, and then I put this through the ends, and I will put this as well, use it as a leave-in conditioner as well. So you can use it as a regular conditioner, a hair mask, and a leave-in conditioner as well. It's 3-in-1 product. Always on offer, always on a 3 for 2 or a 3 for £10 or something, or a half price offer. You can never pay full price for this because honestly you'll always get some sort of deal somewhere. It smells delightful, it makes my hair silky soft and smooth, and I find that I get less split ends and breakage when I use things like this. But on a day-to-day basis I will use the oil because it is absorbed more quickly into my hair, and it's very difficult to overdo that oil. Whereas with this, I find that if you use even the slightest amount too much, because it is designed to be a conditioner as well, you get crusty ends and it doesn't sit properly. You have to get a balance between how much you use versus how much you actually need. That's pretty much my hair care routine. Something that I have introduced recently, so I'm not 100% certain on the results yet. I've only been using this for a week, but I was brought onto it by my friend AmyLeigh, is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Hair Density Serum. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I'm so sceptical of things. And I generally won't introduce them into a video unless I have trialled and tested them for years. Most of these products I have used, frankly, for at least, I would say 2 if not 3 years, bar the Alpecin, which I started using in the past 6 months, but I have used it intensively for 6 months. The Ordinary I bought last week. Bought it off recommendation from my friend AmyLeigh, who has been using it for probably about a month or 2 now, and she says that it is something that I need and I need to try. It's a very similar texture to the Alpecin. It's quite a thin fluid, and best to use at night because it is suspended in an oil rather than a water. So similar concept to the Alpecin, you dribble it through your hair roots and you massage it in. I find it easiest to tip my head over the bed and do it that way, and you do that every night. You have to do it every night. It's the same as the Alpecin. If you miss days, you don't do it, you're not going to get results. And it's not something that's going to give you results inside a week. It's not a miracle cure-all product. It is something that you need to have consistent use with. However, apparently I have very rarely read a single bad review, and I have read multiple reviews, video reviews of it on YouTube. I've seen Ailey's results that she's had, and if it works, holy Jesus, I will come back to you in another video to let you know how that has worked. I am very sceptical, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm always sceptical of topical hair treatments that claim to work. I know the caffeine will work because that's absorbed through the skin, but multi-peptide protein topical, I'm sceptical. So I'll come back to you guys on that one. And finally, for hair tools, treatments and things that I use, it is the good old manky, disgusting, horrible wet brush. If you change one thing about your hair care routine, make it a wet brush. It's better than a tangle teaser, I'm sorry. Though I've been on the tangle teaser train, and I was a die-hard tangle teaser fan for about 5 years, and then I used this, and honestly I threw all my tangle teasers in the bin. I was like, nope, not having it. I think I have 3 of these. I have one at my parents' house, I have one here, I have one in my handbag, I have one at Daniel's house. I will never be without this brush. I don't know how it works, but I can brush my hair when it's wet and it doesn't snap, which I couldn't do before. I find that my hair stays less knotty. I have really well, actually you can see I've barely done anything to it, it's already got some knots in it. I have very knotty prone hair, and this glides through it like nobody's business, and I just think it's the best thing since iced tea, personally. And yes, I did say iced tea. So yes, please, if that's the only thing you change, make it this. So yeah, that's pretty much my hair journey and the products that I use. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section down below. Every product, tool, medication, everything that you can purchase, I will leave a link to in the description box down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.